Okay, so we back at it. So this is the Family Tree series, season two. I think it's might be episode four with Cronja and Michael Malcolm. So what what is Cronja? Like, explain like the brand, how you guys came about, and what you guys look to do in the industry.
Yeah, dope. So I was saying before that my partners, the founders of Cronja are my partners, Ryan Cron and Bryant Bowden. And so my homie Ryan, really, he was looking at a way, he was looking at two things when they came up with Cronja. So their background is that they started in cannabis with ancillary products. They worked for PAX, the vaporizer company, and PAX is the creator of Juul, which is
Mhm.
the tobacco vaporizer. So that's where my partners, that's where they came from. They was with them for some years, and so they really understood the ancillary market and understood that that was a way to get into the cannabis industry without licenses, right? So initially, what my buddy Ryan was looking to do was to create a ancillary product that you could carry around your cannabis products in. So the first thing that came around was like a little tote bag, something. Oh, I want to show that. Something like this, a
Right.
little tote bag like this, something like this, a little handheld bag, you know. And then he was working on that. And then the other thing that they thought about was this rolling tray, because a portable rolling tray, something that could fit inside the bag. All right, that was
Right,
initial goal. But then when he made the bag and the rolling trays, everybody loved the trays. He was like, man, the trays just going crazy. So they went full force with the trays. And
right,
so that's what I was saying before. We got other products. We got the rolling tray. We got carrying cases. We're actually gonna have cannabis flower products out later on this year. But right now, we just our entry into the market is this tray. And like I said, with it not us needing it not being a licensed product or not being a product that needs a license to be sold, we able to
right.
move much faster, which is how we went from being in 2 stores in December to 22 in August. You know what I'm saying? In eight
Right.
months, you know what I'm saying? We blew it out the water. So that's kind of like what it is. And just like the name behind it is my partner's last name is Cron, and then it's like Cronja, ganja,
Right.
marijuana, you know what I'm saying? Ganja. So it's just a little play on it because again, my partners, they know the industry really well. And so some things that they were worried about with things like trademarks, making sure that they can have something that's trademarked and protected and things like that, which this is. We got a trademark on it. Well, on the name Cronja, I should say, and the logo. So it's just little things like that. So that's where the name comes. So it's just Ryan's last name and
Gotcha.
ganja. Yeah. So they got Cronja,
I
you
mean, that's
know.
dope. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean his last name, it was Chronic. They was thinking like Chronic or something like that, like his name right there. His
yeah,
last name right there, Cronja or Chronic or Ganja. So yeah, they
it's
went with
paying through the
Cronja.
law for him already.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, they did.
so that's dope. And shout out to like the sophistication that kind of went into that. It's like it's sleek, it's grown and it's sexy, but also like when you tripping and you know this because you travel a lot. I see you always in Belize. I was like, man, why this man always in Belize, man? I gotta go. But just shout out to that
Short
the
flight.
level of thought. Yeah, okay. Shout out to that level of thought that went into like, you need to maximize your space when you're traveling. So it's like to have something that you can just slip in. It's like, oh, I gotta have that.
Oh
And
yeah, no, Ryan a military dude. So he a ex-Marine or he a Marine. I want no disrespect. He a Marine. He
yeah,
ex-Marine, he'll get that. He a Marine. No, so no, that's what it is. He all about travel. We all too. All my partners, we love traveling. So this was clutch. Like I said, we all was using this before we was even like a part of me, the homie GLC, the homies Ozzy and them. We was all using this before. So, and I think the other thing is too that people need to I hope people pick up on when I gave that kind of like background story is we didn't initially, it wasn't the trays that took off. We started off with the bags.
Right.
And people, we saw the response that people, I should say at the time it was them, they saw the response that they got from the trays. And even though their idea was to push the bags, when they saw that the trays were getting a response, they went hard on the trays and then they circle back on the bags. You know what I'm saying? And that's sometimes what you got to do. You can't necessarily just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I don't care what nobody say. No, you got to listen to what your what the customer is saying.
Right. Absolutely. You gotta, in business, you gotta be able to move and, pivot and adapt. So,
Yeah.
great move on that part.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
they are like they grown and sexy. Like, if you have exquisite taste, I'm not gonna exclude anybody out. But like if you have exquisite taste, you like, certain things. So if you're doing like I got a partner, he like his bourbon and his cigars. That's just what he likes. So, he cares about that. So he wants to be delicate with that. So he wants, something that's luxury that looks nice. He can appreciate when he touch it and feel it's a whole process. So like smoking a joint is really like about, people think it's the smoking, but it's more so the preparation. You took your time, you knew what went into this, you packing the edges, so you making sure it's gonna be that quality therapy that you need. So that's definitely dope.
Yeah, not only that too, man. Like when you travel and stuff like that, I know you see it all the time. Like people spend money on their luggage. You know what I'm saying? People want to look presentable when you out. So again, not to be snotty about it too, but you get into certain circles with people, and ain't no difference between pulling out your Go Yard wallet and pulling out your Cronja tray. You know what I'm saying? Like some people it's all about fashion, it's all about being fly, and this is a way that we can be fly with the different colors that we do, the different patterns, because we do fatigues on some of them. And that was kind of how we started, but what I do with my other trays.
Like that. That's a military tie-in. That's on brand.
Yeah. You see, that's the military tie-in. Yeah, but sure, but some of them don't. Like this one here is just purple and black.
You see what I got on? That's tough.
Yeah. I say, bro, I'm gonna send you one too. When we get off of this, make sure I'll get your information. Definitely get you one. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's all it is. Like we just want to give people, we just at the end of the day, what we want to do is help bring the cannabis industry out the shadows. Mm-hmm. And like you said, make it a little more grown up and sexy. Like I got a million rolling trays behind me, and I love them all for different reasons. They all got different designs on them and stuff like that. But this one of those ones where this is a real conversation piece. I pull this out and people be like, man, what is that? And where did you get it from? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that?
People who not here, they looking at you like, what's he about to do?
Okay. No, for sure. Yeah, no, it's happening. Like I said, I've been all over the world with this tray. And that's the other thing too. These trays may be a little pricey to some people. Again, they $60. That might be a little pricey to people, but they last. This tray lasts. You can't really probably see it this good on through the camera here, but this tray, I've had it for over 3 years now. I've never washed it. I like wipe it off, because sometimes or something like that, but I've never had to put no type of cleaning product on this tray. I never had to like fix anything on this tray. I've been rocking and rolling with it for years. And that's the thing, we could have easily put something out there where, this is the kind of conversation we have. Like when you make a really good quality product, it's cool. But the problem with that is that people probably not going to keep buying them, right? Because once you get a tray, then you good, right? Because it's going to last. Like I said, this tray didn't have me. I've had this one tray for years, right? Why would I need to go buy another one? But we rather make sure that we have something that's really high quality, high standards. Like all of this is handmade in LA. We just hired, got a new manufacturer here in Chicago. So we're testing out. That's what some of these other ones I got right here. These are some that we got tested, testing out them, doing some samples, I should say, with our manufacturer, and we trying like different button types. Like this button is different from that's on the blue one, different leathers and things like that. We do different materials, different colors. So we still very much in the like planning phase and kind of like just figuring out what works best. But that's what's great about it. That's the fun part for me, and that's what they brought me on to like make sure like I'm the asshole of the group, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the one like they send stuff and I'll be like, I don't like it. And everybody be like, what? You don't like? I'm like, no, look at this, look at that, look at that. They like, damn, bro. I'm like, no, not good enough. Do another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do that shit over. That's me, bro. I'm
you
like,
in the boardroom.
yeah, man. I'm like, but I tell them, like, that's why you brought me on, right? You ain't bring me on just so I could be no yes man. And that ain't how business get made. And that's not how we put out a quality product by just saying, yeah, that's cool. Oh man, that's cool. Like, I'd rather just say no. And then if I get overruled by the group, then I get overruled by the group. It's 5 of us. And that's what we do. We have regular meetings and we talk about stuff. Every once in a while, we might vote on something. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. But, as long, I'm the type of person too, and all my partners and friends know this, everybody knows this about me. I'm very opinionated, right? I have an opinion, but I'm also the type of person where I just want to say what I gotta say, right? You don't have to agree with me and you don't have to do what I say, but you have to hear me. You gotta hear me. You gotta hear this shit. The shit that I'm about to say, I got to get it off my chest. Once I get it off my chest, I'm fine. Whether people agree with me, they don't agree with me, you want to do what I say, you don't want to do what I say, that's fine. At least because I hate to be like a I told you so type of motherfucker. Be like, oh man, I was thinking that. Like, and my homies know that. I'm not a I tell you so. Like, and they be like, oh, you did say that.
Yeah,
I did say that.
I mean, what's understood ain't got to be explained.
But it's cool, we had to like I'm just, that might be the real term. I sell real estate as well. So I try to be, as compassionate and empathize as much as I possibly can. Understand, like, okay, everybody don't have the same thought processes. And so we're gonna come to different conclusions at sometimes. And it might not be what I want, but I'll ride through it. So ain't a big deal. So I think everybody needs that in business, especially when you're working with partners.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's not just yourself to consider. So tell us a little bit about that. How did you guys like arrive at the deal? Like, I know you guys were friends for a good minute, like you previously expressed, but like, what led to you coming on board?
Really, I think what it was in 2019. I went out to LA. I spent about a month in LA just working with different companies, and I had met up with Ryan out there. And so I told him about, because I'm going after licenses here in Illinois, and I got my own consulting company here. So I got a lot of stuff I'm juggling. And again, because Ryan and I, we've been such great friends for years, and I respect his knowledge. Brian too. I was talking to them about the stuff I was going through here in Illinois. I was talking to them about my life, going through the licenses and working with MSOs and, social media and marketing. So we just had super in-depth conversations. Sometimes, again, shout out for Ryan, this in 2019, before I really even had anything really popping for myself, really, really on the cannabis side. Man, Ryan would spend hours on the phone with me, just pouring into me what he's seen and what he understands about the industry. And there goes everything from licenses to products to ancillary to, social equity, like just everything that he's seen. And because he's worked, I said PAX, but he's worked for a couple of really large companies in a lot of different positions, right? So he just knows, him and Brian as well, they just know so much about the industry. And so they just were talking to me a lot as I was negotiating my deal and kind of like going through the process. And then afterwards, 2020, a lot of stuff was going on. We were all shut down, but I was still able to grow my personal brand. So again, I was always in contact with them. And so they just reached out to me like why we need you, you know what I'm saying? It was really as simple as that. They like, man, we need you to come on board and, X, Y, Z. So they sent me paperwork and I sent it to my attorney and, we ironed out the details and signed it. It wasn't nothing. It was probably something that they had on their mind for a really long time, and something that it came out of nowhere for me, but it was an easy decision to make because number one, we were friends, and number two, I really value what Brian and what Ryan bring to the table as far as being able to call them like mentors almost, you know what I'm saying? Or not even almost mentors, but who I'm actually in business with. You know what I'm saying? I thought about that. That was a large part of my thought processes when me agreeing was like, man, if I agree to this, I have them as business partners who not only I can make money with them, but now I can go to them about some of my other stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
Absolutely.
it's not like, it's not like I'm just like always like trying to get information out of them. Like, I might use it for what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff I'm negotiating, it might be for weed, travel, food, but I could, if I get the door open, I can pull Cronja through it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we've been doing too. Like I've been able to do a lot. It's a lot of stuff that on the horizon. I ain't even gonna announce on this right now just because we still negotiating. So till I get the paperwork signed and the checks get sent, I ain't even gonna speak on it. But we got some really dope things that we working on right now. And a lot of this stuff is things that I'm sure we all had thought about. And again, because we all do different things in the industry, some of us are further in some areas than others. Like they got their licenses out there already. I don't have my licenses yet, but they don't work directly with any MSOs. I do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm able to like connect us with certain MSOs. They able to help me out there with some, you know what I'm saying? So we just, like I said, it just worked. And we put the deal together. And like I said, not only that, I was able to not just join with just me, but also one of my best friends, GLC. Anybody who, like I said, Google GLC. But you know, knowing that G was going to be a part of this and that my other homies it was an easy choice.
That's dope. That's really dope. And so I know which is it Brian is the Marine?
Ryan is the Marine.
Okay, Ryan is the Marine. Okay,
and
so
Bryant is the art dude. He's the art lover, man. Yeah.
Okay. I had the names and the people swapped in my head, but
It's Ryan and Brian all the time. People do that all the time.
I seen Ryan with a post in the post with the art and
no, that was Brian. That was Brian.
Okay, that's dang.
Yeah.
Hey, they need some type of distinction.
No, they do. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the distinction for you. So Ryan is a white dude from Indiana, and Bryant is a black dude from Indiana. They both from Indiana. That's the funny part.
Oh,
yeah. So Ryan is a white dude. Bryant is the black dude. Ryan is the white dude. He went to the military. Ryan is the black dude, and like I said, into art. You know, he always getting super sexy for the ladies and shit. You know.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So I love the fact that you know it's black owned and veteran owned, and there's a very niche market, and I guess a lot of people you know have a little bit more appreciation for the veterans now. I feel bad for the veterans because they get a bad rap at some point, and then it's like you know you got to feel compassion for the troops for like what's going on right now, the 13 people that got killed over there recently. So, you know, shout out to their families. But like there's a niche market for, you know, the veteran community with cannabis and like the wellness aspect and, you know, it being medicine for them. Because, you know, hell, it was people there that didn't pass away. So it's like, you know, seeing that's traumatizing. So cannabis is something that, you know, can help you through that. So like what kind of plans does Cronja have like to engage with the veteran community?
You know, that's a really great question, something that I can't answer 100%, but I know it's something that we are actively talking about because that's obviously something that's really close and dear to Ryan. So as close as I said, we all have veterans in our family and stuff like that, even though I think he is the only vet in the company. Yeah, I think he's the only vet in the company. But yeah, I mean, we definitely want to do something. Not, and again, not just for veterans, just for, all the communities that we look to serve.
Right.
We really want to do some really cool events. And it not all be just like people just smoking out and stuff like that. We're really looking, trying to find ways to help, and that's the thing that we were kind of just talking about. So our partners were just in town here in Chicago just this weekend, and so
It's at the Kanye joint.
we was there for the Kanye joint. Yep, we was there for the Kanye joint. Yeah. So again, so I don't GLC. So are you familiar with GLC?
I'm not familiar with you.
Okay, so GLC is one of Kanye's best friend, childhood friends, and he's a rapper.
Oh, so I thought that was the GLC was, but it's yeah, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking
Yeah, yeah. But for those who don't know, yeah, Kanye and GLC like childhood friends. GLC is a rapper. He was on the first two albums. He also wrote on a bunch of the albums. So
Yeah.
he wrote on he wrote on a couple of songs on Donda, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And GLC is one of my best friends. And I've known all of them for a really long time. I met Kanye before the college dropout. I met
Okay.
Kanye and GLC. I've been knowing them way before that. So we all got that connection. If this is the thing, like in most cities, if you in Chicago doing anything, people know you.
Right.
If you in Chicago and you talking about you do this and you do that and don't nobody know who you are, man,
No,
it's
he's
probably
probably
all
not doing
cap.
it. Right.
Yeah, it's probably all cap. But no, I was saying all that just to say that uh we were talking about that here just this past weekend about what we can do not only for the veteran community, but for a lot of other communities that we want to serve. We just got to figure it out because again, we've grown so fast. We grew really, really fast. And so we're just trying to make sure that number one, we can keep up with the merch that we selling and making sure that the quality reflects, what we started as we grow, because that's the big thing. It's great to grow, but now you got orders to fill. Everything we need more of everything and we need it faster, right? So like, that's kind of like the stuff that I'm working on as well, is trying to source manufacturers and make sure that when we do get the product out, that it gets to where it's going on time and blah, blah, blah. So there's been a lot of that type of stuff. And then hopefully by the end of this year, early next year, we'll have some idea about some things that we can do for all the different communities that we're a part of.
Okay. Dope. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So can you give us some insight into what kind of products you guys got on the horizon?
Yeah. So we'll start off with the trays. We got the Cronja trays. These are already off for sale right now. You can get these online. You can't get this all purple joint online. I'm gonna hide this logo because this was actually something we did for another company. I'm gonna hide their logo right now. They still ain't cut the check, but we we got different trays up. Oh, this all shit. So different trays, they can all be bought at cronjaculture.com. And then some of the other, we also have our bags out, but they're very limited. Those actually, because again, we do small quantities. We might actually be sold out of the bags already. We got so small quantity of bags and of trays that I don't even have the new colorways that's out right now. So the new colors that's out right now, we got purple with green camo on the back, purple with green camo on the back, and then we got one that's orange with green camo on the back. I don't have neither one of those trays.
That's gonna be tough. They're orange.
Yeah, the orange. That's the first one. It's like hunter. It's like the hunter orange and the green. Man, it's super dope. That was actually we call that the OG tray. That was the first colorway that ever got released. Those out right now. You could probably still get those online and in a couple of stores. But some things that we're working on right now is we're looking to put flower products on shelves in California before the end of this year. So what we're thinking about doing are 8s and 7s. So 3.5s and 7s of Cronja. I've already seen the packaging that is going to come in. It looked dope as hell. We've already sourced flour. So we got that in deck. Yeah, we got the flower. Actually, I'm hoping I gotta go out to Cali this month, month of September, just to do some final tastings, some
Yeah.
test tastings, just to make sure I'm cool with it. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that, man. Really looking forward to getting some product on shelves, and hopefully we can get it outside of just California. We can do some other deals with some other companies that got the same mindset as we do.
Right. That'll be dope. I can't wait to see that come to fruition.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so what would you give, what type of advice would you give somebody that's looking to get in their product in multiple stores across multiple states? I know you guys have, grown from 2 to 20 in the last, less than a year.
If I was to be honest with you, people are gonna hate this answer, but so much of what I've done, bro, has come from relationships prior to. You know what I mean? Like, so I give a great example. And when I say prior to me actually needing something from the people
Right.
that I need to help me. And a great example of that is Bryant and I, my other business partner with Cronja, him and I went to Soho House in Chicago early this year, right?
Okay.
And we actually went to talk about the trays. And so we're sitting in Soho House, and here comes one of my homies. One homie comes up to us. He's like, "Oh, hey, Mike, what's up?" Now, he didn't know we were going to be there, but he works for one of the large companies. He works for one of the large MSOs, right? And not only was I friends with him, I had just recently sold him and his wife a house, because I'm a realtor too, right? So I sold him a house. Me and him been friends. So he saw me. He's like, "Yo, what's up, bro? What you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh," I had told him about the business, but I had never like asked him for anything. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a partner with this company." Do. He's like, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get you a trade." But again, not trying to be like, "Oh, can you?" I'll just let it happen. And
Right.
so we at the Soho House. And so I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "By the way," I'm like, "this is my partner, Brian, with the trades." And he's like, "Oh, okay, we heard all about you." So they ended up chopping it up. And they was like, "Man, let's order some for our stores." Right then and there, got in 2 stores in Chicago. That easy, bro. Like, well, not easy, but so again, when people are like, "Well, how do you do it?" It's hard for me to say exactly how. I mean, of course, you could do the traditional advertising and marketing, cold calling and stupid, but bro, nothing beats relationships. Nothing beats being solid. You know what I'm saying? And nothing beats telling the truth and being a man of your word. So that when I was talking, like again, I had talked to my friends, the ones that work for the MSOs. I had talked to them about the business prior. They had seen the product, but they also knew me and my character, right? We had done business together. I sold them their house. I had already made money off them. They was happy, you know what I'm saying? So when you show that put myself like that, but you showed, I try to always present myself and be a good person. And then people, it happened like that. So that's how that happened. Same thing, another one of my guys out in Oregon, right? One of my guys in Oregon who I do business with, he's a good friend of mine too, but he's in the industry, works for the large MSO out in Oregon. And I called him and I told him what I did. I told him I was a part of the company now. He ordered over 200 for his 5 stores in Oregon. So just like that, he's like, "Oh, that's your company?" He's like, "Send me 200. He's like, "I'll put them in all 5 of my stores right now." You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't have to like ask or like sell, not really. I just tell them like, "Yeah, I'm doing this." They like, "I want to support it," And again, I know that's going to be unique to me, but I think a lot of people can mimic that by do good by people up front. Don't wait until you need something to start trying to act right and try to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? So many people so phony and only act like they care about another motherfucker until they can get some money put in their pocket.
Right.
Me, I just try to be genuine and stay solid my whole time, so that if I ever do need anything, people don't hesitate. And that's just been my experience, you know. I wish I could give people a better blueprint than just saying be a good person. But
Listen,
it's the
man,
truth.
that's really what it's all about, man. Like it takes, more energy to be negative than it does to be positive. So you definitely always got to show up authentic. And then, one thing I always like to say, energy reads energy. So it's like you in there, you chopping it up. It's certain stuff that you can't fake. You know what I'm saying? There's certain stuff that you can't really like act out.
Yeah.
So it's going, and people not dumb. People can see through stuff. They can see when it's gonna reverberate back in your actions.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So and really that's my whole entire story. Like if people would ask me how I did anything that I've been able to do, it's really just been my relationships, bro. I got an amazing group. I got a small circle of friends, but they just amazing people, man. It's really amazing people. And I'm just so fortunate. I'm fortunate about the people that I know. Everything from my girl who hold me down to, my friends, my colleagues, my business partners. I pride myself on my relationships.
That's dope. So I'm gonna ask you about two more questions, and then I'm gonna let you get on back to what you had going on.
Okay, no
Uh,
worries.
I was at a cannabis festival yesterday, so I picked up some sour. I think this might be some sour diesel. The dude, he had so much going on. It was just he had some bunch of good stuff, and I was just like,
Yeah,
ooh. So what you
yeah.
smoking on right now?
Man, I actually just rolled up some of this. I'm at my ends of this. To this some berry melano. I don't know the
Mm,
genetics of it, but bro, I wish you could smell this right now. Man, it smells like
mm,
cotton candy.
I know you stay with something crazy. That's why I had to ask.
Yeah, it smelled like cotton candy. I've been smoking on this for some months too.
Dang.
Man, it's this super fire. It's sweet. It's got that real sweet, but it's got like a lot of usually sweet shit with us like kind of like really sweet, kind of was more like on the sativa side. It kind of give you more energy. This
Right.
one here will push your shit back.
Mm,
And
okay.
this shit sweet as hell. This shit super sweet, but it should have you faded, bro. Should have you
Okay.
super faded. Yeah, it's a I don't know if it's an indica. I don't want to say indica, but it's a push your shit back for real. Barry
That's
Melano, shout out to the homie Michigan Turk Farms, Turp Hogs, baby.
Michigan Turk Farms. I definitely got to check them out because for you to say you've been smoking on them for some months and you still rocking with it, people smoking on the regular, what I'm saying? After a week or something, you want to try some different stuff.
Oh, I definitely swap it out. I definitely swap it out. But I keep a steady rotation, bro. I got a whole lot. I got some dirty Sprite I just rolled up. I got some
Ooh.
orange Skittles. What else I had? I had some Georgia pie. What's this over here? I got some waffle cone. Bro, I got a
Man,
lot of weed.
I gotta come kick my mic, god dang.
Yeah, bro. I be getting I get a lot of weed, bro. So I always keep some.
Dang.
Man, that dirty Sprite. I was smoking on dirty Sprite all night last night. I felt like Future. You know what I'm saying? For real. I was on that Future last night. I was on some
That's
Future
crazy. That's crazy.
shit. Yeah.
But if you had one person that you could smoke with, dead or alive,
Oh shit.
so
Go
yeah,
ahead. Yeah.
go ahead, take some time to think about it, dead or alive, and then like what would the core of the conversation be around?
If I could smoke with somebody, you know who I would smoke with? Uh, Gary V. I
Gary
don't know if you
V.
know who Gary V is. Gary
It's
V. He's a
I was gonna
he's
say
an
it's
entrepreneur.
okay. I
Go
know you're
ahead.
talking about. I was gonna say it sound familiar, but okay, I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah.
about.
So Gary V is an entrepreneur. Some people don't like how he is because he's a little brash. He come off, he curse a lot and shit like that. It get in your face.
Yeah.
High energy type of dude. But I love Gary Vee. I love his passion. I really feel like I read a few of his books years ago, and I really feel like we had a kind of like that same mindset. I like his strategies for business. I like his strategies for social media. So most of the time, I love smoking because I spoke with so many of my business partners. Me and my business partners, we smoke and then we execute. We come up with ideas and then we execute. You know what I'm saying? And so I think Gary Vee is one of those type of people who I don't think he could probably shut his brain off, even if he was smoking some fucking Barry Miller. No, I think his brain would still be super wired, and I probably could get some gems out of him. You know what I'm saying? I could probably get some real solid gems on how to execute some shit. And you know how it is when you make a friend, when you smoke weed with somebody, y'all usually friends for life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I didn't a lot of my relationships that I'm so proud of, a lot of them started around weed. You know, it's like I sold weed to somebody, or I smoked weed with somebody.
Yeah.
And so, and we've been cool ever since. So yeah, man, I love to smoke with Gary Vee. He always on the cutting edge of like technology and social media and businesses. You know, he's doing something right now. I don't know if you heard of this company called Green Street out in California. And what they are basically a brand house, right? So they help build and maintain brands. And so that's dope enough. But what they are about to do is they're about to open up this like 70,000 square foot warehouse where they're about to have all these brands in underneath one roof, right? All these cannabis brands, by the way, these all cannabis brands all under one roof. And it's gonna be like an event area and a food court, and it's like an industrial. I mean, it's a I don't know how to call it. It's a cannabis, almost like a cannabis. I don't want to call it a park because it's not for kids, you know what I'm saying? But it's like a cannabis workspace. Yeah, it's like a cannabis workspace. That's what it is. A cannabis workspace, and it's all under one roof. 70,000 square feet. They're gonna have a bunch of different brands. Gary Vee is part of that company that's doing that. It's called Green Street out in LA. And I just think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? He don't even talk about weed like that, but he's a big part of that company. And it's an example of like somebody that's got a million things going on, but just he executes so well. So yeah, man, I'm not only that, I'm going to smoke with Gary Vee one day. And I don't even know if he smoke or not. I might just blaze in front of him, listen to him talk and yell at me and shit. Tell me I'm not doing enough.
That'd be dope. Hey, you gotta speak that shit, bro.
I'll speak that shit that exists. Oh, I don't need Gary Vee. Yeah, no, I could have met him. We came to Chicago. Maybe that was 2019. And I think I was out of town. And I know he was in town for like a conference or something like that that I got invited to, and I for whatever reason I couldn't make it. But yeah, I'm gonna smoke with Gary Vee one day, real soon. And you too, bro. Man, you gonna blow one real soon too.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You're number 2 on my list.
Bet. I love to hear that. I appreciate you saying that, man. We definitely gonna get up. I know you're gonna come with the flavors, and I look forward to it. I look forward to it. But yeah, man,
Bro.
I really appreciate your time, man. Thank you for making this happen. We're gonna make that happen real soon, and hopefully we can bring a couple more people in the mix.
Hell yeah, man. Always, man. I got enough for everybody.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you enjoy the rest of your night, man. Be blessed.
You too, bro. I really appreciate you. Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Love.